5 fruits that Rell sees needs to add. Welcome, dreamers. If you're the third time watching one of my videos and you're not subscribed, go ahead and do it for your boy. So just like the title says, we're going to be talking about 5 fruits that Rell sees needs to add, and they are very unorthodox. Unorthodox definition. Now you might be like, Dream Chaser, Dream Chaser. What does unorthodox mean? Google it like I did. Anyway, before getting into this video, you might have noticed something. Right next to that subscribe button, there's a little join button. Go ahead and press that for me real quick. It'll bring you something very, very interesting. For those of you who want to support the channel and your boy Dream Chaser, there's now a way for you to do that called channel memberships. If you want to learn more about channel memberships and how to support your boy, go ahead and press that join button. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Now listen, again, these fruits are very odd and different, but Rell sees is a very odd and different game, so let me cook. Alright, so for the first one, we have the Suke no Mi. Now I know this fruit has so much hate in the One Piece community, and that is purely because of Grand Peace Online. When the girl be like, a devil fruit has spawned, and you go all the way across map, and it's a Suke. I felt that right here. But in Rell Seas, it could actually be very, very good. So the way I'm thinking is, since Rell Seas has a very unique system on leveling and everything like that, and just like blueprints and all that stuff, why not have a different type of fruit system as well? So boom, imagine you have Suke, and it actually works alongside your traits. So like, let's say you're a thief, and you have Suke no Mi. It could either 1, buff your stats in that trait or that whatever it's called, their job or whatever it is, or 2, it could just be a very good add-on to the actual skill. And obviously we're not just talking about lock picking and stuff like that. I genuinely don't see how it could even lock pick things. But in terms of sneaking around, I think that'll be a very interesting idea. Now, one of my subscribers actually said this in one of the live streams, which we're going to be doing today. But it was a very good idea, but I'm just working in Suke into the equation. So y'all know on GPO, when you have certain fruits, it works with certain items, like the hoverboard. If you have the hoverboard and you have the gravity fruit, the hoverboard is faster. And same with the flame fruit and the flame boat. Things like that. I'm thinking the same thing could work in this game as well. Imagine having the thief trait and you go invisible and your dashes are longer, or it silences your footsteps altogether. So you're like the perfect assassin. Granted, there's so much more they could do with this. This is just what I have at the top of my head. Okay, the next one is the cook fruit. Now you probably haven't seen this, and I'm not gonna lie, before I made this video, I don't remember this fruit either. But an old man had it in the show, and he was able to chop things like wood. I think he literally chopped wood, and it turned into steaks when he chopped it, and they were delicious. Now some of you already know where I'm going with this, except you don't, because it's a lot deeper than what you're thinking. So you're probably thinking, oh, maybe it can cook ingredients, yada yada yada, but you're not thinking deep enough. So boom, imagine when you had the cook fruit. Let's say you don't have an ingredient, you can either copy the ingredient you don't have and make it on the spot so that you can craft your recipe, or you can have 1 free autosave of your last meal that you cooked. I'm talking same grade, same effects, same everything. Imagine I cook a 5-star meal. It gives me all types of crazy buffs and things like that, right? Instead of having to cook that whole thing, go through that whole process again, if I have that fruit, again, the last meal that I just made, I can just pop it out on the spot. And that'll be an amazing support fruit. You can't tell me that wouldn't be an amazing support fruit. Now there's one other thing that this fruit can actually do. Now this fruit could just be like more of like a buffing fruit. Let's say you chop down a tree, and imagine you can actually eat the tree and gain buffs off of it, like strength boost, speed boost, poison resistance, yada yada yada. I'm sure you noticed the trend by now, but in this video I want to give some of the smaller, lesser known fruits some light in this game, and these could genuinely be useful. For the next fruit, we have the Hana no Mi. Now I'm gonna just keep it a straight buck with you guys. The only reason I'm saying this fruit is because it just does not get enough love. It's actually a really OP fruit in the anime. An amazing attack type, defense, pretty much everything, but they never show it love. I don't understand. If you don't know who this fruit belonged to, it is Nico Robin, and she uses it very well. I'm already thinking it's just gonna be like an attack type move, to be honest. I'm thinking it could be really cool if it like had like physics behind it. Let's say that I'm fighting against another boat, right? And a boat's trying to ram into me, because that's a stat you can put into your boat, a ram speed or ram damage, whatever it is. Imagine if you can summon a giant foot and kick the other boat farther back. Rell brothers, I'm cooking. And obviously she'll have other abilities like clutch, the very painful one, and things like that. Other than that, you can pretty much fill in her abilities from the show. I mean, she had so many of them. You summon like a giant, oh my gosh. While I was saying it came to my head, imagine she summons a giant wave of hands and they just all come out the ground and it does massive AoE damage. Oh my gosh, I've never seen them do that before. Now this next one is from Wano. It is a Wano spoiler, so if you don't really care about it, go ahead and stay. But if you do, get out of here or skip ahead. This fruit is called the Maki Maki no Mi. Now this one is probably my favorite one on the entire list. This fruit's abilities are actually really insane, and I'm not sure why the character isn't as strong as he should be. But the ability is to pretty much store things inside of scrolls, pretty much like a quick save, and you're able to use them at will. One time he actually got Kaido's breath blast and he put it into his giant scroll and he blasted it back at him. Not only will this be good for defensive, but it would be insanely powerful for offensive as well. Now to make things easier on the Rell brothers, they could have a couple preset moves where it's just like a giant Boro breath from Kaido, and like you just press the button and pulls out a scroll, and then just like blast a beam at you, or it could be like a lightning beam, a lightning bolt, flame blast, whatever. But this one is genuinely cool. So picture this. For the last move or the ultimate move, I don't know, whatever y'all want to do, or whatever will make it like not brain dead. Again, let's say if somebody who has a dragon fruit or any other fruit shoots a projectile at me or something like that, I can then pull out my scroll and I can capture it and save it for later, and only up to one charge, and I can let it out whenever I want. And on that note, for ship combat, that'll actually be pretty interesting, because imagine like you're on a ship, on the other ship, and someone shoots all their cannonballs at you. You can put up a giant shield and grab one and fling it back at somebody. That'll be tough. And it can also serve other purposes like carrying stuff around, like Rell sees. So you always have, like, if you're a cook, let's say you have that fruit and you put your stove in the scroll, so whenever you need it, boom, pop out a stove right where you stand and start cooking. Now I think this would be a great idea. Now this one is the final one, the Gatsu Gatsu no Mi. Now you might be like, Dream Chaser, what the heck is that? I ain't never heard of that before. Listen buddy, I'm about to cook. Now if you don't watch the fillers of One Piece or the movies, you're definitely not gonna know about this fruit, but it is the furnace fruit. But the user can pretty much put metals inside of their body, and even like weapons and stuff like that. They can just like they put it inside of their paws. This is all paws, but they put it inside of their body, and then they're able to melt it, and they can shape it however they want. So they can make completely new weapons out of them, or they can turn their entire body into metal. Now, how do we implement this into Rell Seas? It's actually pretty simple, since you've seen the trend by now. But let's talk about craftsmen, or really anybody who deals with making the blade. They could easily duplicate something they've previously made before, or maybe it's the last weapon they made. They can duplicate it for the free ski. This will make crafting times double as fast, and it'll bring your efficiency up to the next level. And again, if you have this skill maxed out, let's say you make like an S grade weapon or whatever, a really high weapon, I can just duplicate that and give it to one of my other friends, or use it for myself. Now for combat, you can have a huge defense and offense buff. When you consume enough iron, you turn into that completely iron form, and you're obviously, if you're made out of iron, your defense is way better, and your offense is gonna hurt a lot more too. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. If you made it to the end of the video, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. And I do mean subscribe, because I'm going to be your Rell plug before the game releases and after. And again, if you do want to become a channel member and support me and the channel, thank you so much in advance. Y'all have no idea how much this helps your boy out. Now you let me know in the comments, what fruit do you think they should add to Rell Seas? With that being said, my name is Dream Chaser, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.